The latest petition on the White House's We the People website seeks to repatriate a suspect from a 2-decade-old poisoning case in China. Launched in 2011, the We the People site allows Americans to petition on any topic of their choice. Now, if the number of signatures reaches 100,000, the Obama administration reviews the case and issues an official response. The latest petition that seems to be on its way to reaching the threshold number of signatures involves a poisoning case that took place in one of China's most prestigious universities. Zhu Ling was a chemistry major at China's Tsinghua University when she was poisoned and left permanently paralyzed almost 2 decades ago. Jasmine Sun, one of her roommates at the time, was a suspect in the case and now lives in the U.S. The petition asked for an investigation of Sun and for her to be deported. The 2-decade-old poisoning case resurfaced after a graduate student from Shanghai's Fudan University was poisoned to death last month. Now, his roommate is considered to be a major suspect in the case as well. So what are Chinese net users saying about the petition to repatriate a suspect in a poisoning case that happened 20 years ago? Well, let's get over to Weibo to find out.
This petition is ridiculous. Sun is only a suspect. What can we even do if she is repatriated? Sun has no obligation to come back to China. I don't want to be a member of the so-called internet mob. I think it is reasonable to restart the investigation, but it is not useful to make reckless accusations. This petition is meaningless. I have seen the We the People website. Anybody can file a petition and write whatever they want, but when it comes to extradition, there needs to be a signed agreement between both countries' governments. The petition is made not to achieve a result, but to bring additional voices into the discussion. I'm impressed there are so many compassionate people out there. Through this petition, some people are clearly trying to make the poisoning case into an international and a political story. These people have incited internet users to promote the petition, but I don't think this is a good strategy. This may mean the crime will be covered up forever.
Perhaps the most famous case of repatriation is that of Lai Changxing, the man who fled to Canada after his multi-billion-dollar smuggling ring fell apart. Now, at the height of his game, Lai was China's biggest private car importer and one of the leading distributors of foreign cigarettes. Now, as Chinese authorities closed in on Lai in 1999, he fled with his wife and 3 children to Canada. Joseph Chung, a professor of political science at the City University of Hong Kong, says that Lai's case was particularly important because it sets a precedent for other criminals fleeing overseas. The case signals to corrupt officials and businesses that it is possible for them to be extradited and prosecuted in China. It took 12 years for Chinese authorities to repatriate Lai because Canada does not allow extraditions where the suspect could face execution. Now, before Lai was finally repatriated, Chinese authorities made assurances that Lai would not be tortured or executed. And now over to Weibo to see what Chinese net users are saying about the difficult and complicated process of repatriation.
It's a difficult process to get people repatriated to China. Take the Lai Changxing case, for example. It took over 10 years to get him back to China. Plus, the Chinese government had to promise they were not going to execute him for his crimes. The repatriation request needs to come from Chinese judicial authorities to carry any weight. I don't think the American government will respond to this petition. U.S. law follows the principle of presumption of innocence until proven guilty. Nothing has been proven in Sun's case. Please don't support this ridiculous petition. America is not responsible for investigating cases of crimes that have taken place in other countries. This is too sad. I can't believe our only hope for solving certain cases and bringing about justice lies in the hands of foreign governments.
According to the party's Central Discipline Inspection Committee, nearly 4,000 officials are suspected of fleeing China in the past 3 decades, taking with them about $50 billion in corrupt funds. Now, China has signed extradition treaties with more than 30 countries, Many foreign countries have not signed extradition treaties with China because of concerns over judicial independence and China's use of the death penalty. Human rights groups estimate that the number of people given the death penalty in China to be in the thousands.